Welcome back. This is Espresso, kind of like your espresso first thing in the morning. Well, I am completely honoured to have one of South Africa's, I think, iconic athletes join us in studio, Zola Budd. Zola, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm sure you are getting used to your early morning runs. Now you are preparing for the Comrades. I cannot believe that you have not done this iconic race before. What made you do it now?
I don't know, growing up in South Africa, it's something you've always watched. I remember watching Bruce run the Comrades so many times and watching. And growing up as a track athlete, it was always like out of our leagues because it wasn't considered as something that I would ever be able to do because I've always considered myself as a middle distance athlete. So, but I think with age, and I started running a few marathons in the last few years. And so, yeah, last year I was at the Comrades at the Expo, and you know the vibe when you're at the Comrades, and it just takes you away. And I just decided to do it this year. So
it is infectious. Of course, you have one of the best coaches out there, Bruce Fordyce, a fantastic man, one of our greatest Comrades athletes ever. Yeah. Has he been a bit of a taskmaster? What's he like as a coach?
Bruce is a really nice guy.
We try not to laugh, as you say.
No, he's just hilarious. I mean, he's probably got the best sense of humor in anyone I've ever met, and he's been a really good advisor. He's given me some good training tips and keeping me on the right track here.
Now, if we had to go back to 1984, when you first announced yourself on the world scene, a very different climate. Your career played out in a very different South Africa. As an athlete now, how far have we come? Are South African athletes getting the support they need? How do you feel about athletics in South Africa at the moment?
I think compared to the time when people always talk about the golden era, the time when me and Ilana and were running in South Africa, the times of Matthew Tamani's, Sinkwe and all those. I think South African athletics is not going as well as it used to. I think there's scope for a lot of improvement. But then I don't think South African athletes are getting the support they're supposed to as well. And
it's all about support. You've got a great sponsor backing you this year. How important is it for an athlete to have a sponsor, having that support structure?
Yeah, I'm really privileged to have the Unlimited as my sponsor this year. They're really making it possible for me to do the Comrades. And that's one of the logos as well, to make, for ordinary people, make the impossible possible. So for me, I'm really privileged to have them. And I think you really need that, because people don't realize when you're an Olympic athlete, you can only train professionally, so you can't really do a work. You can't really have a job and train. And it's only in a lifespan of maybe 4 to 8 years. So, and it's usually at that crucial time in your life where you have to make a decision. Am I going to work or am I going to do sport? So if you have someone to really help you through that time to build a career as well, and not just help you in your sport, I think that's really important.
And the reality is that most of our top athletes don't have that. They have to balance a career in sport and out of sport.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems we have. There's no institution like that can help you accommodate an athlete to train to his full potential and support him financially and build a career. Because remember, after 11 years or 10 years of running, you're 10 years behind in any career you choose or you want to start against your peers. So it's very difficult for people to become professional athletes and just run, unless you turn into a mom. So
that's the toughest job of all. Looking at the Comrades this year, what tips have you picked up? What are you going to be reinforcing in your own mind that Bruce has handed over to you?
I think that it's a really long way and you have to respect the distance, and the race only starts after 60K, so I think that's probably the most important thing. And I've learned that the hard way through running marathons. The marathon only starts after 30K, so Comrades just after 60. So for me, that's the most important thing.
How competitive are you still? What are you going into this race thinking? Are you going out there to conquer, to dominate, to enjoy the scenery? Where is your mindset going into the race?
I think for me it's important just to finish the first one and just to get it under the belt and to gain experience through running. You can't go out in your first race and try and really run something like the Comrades aggressively. So for me, it's just all about experience, getting in there and see what happens on the day. My training is going well. I'm training quite hard, but not to run competitively, just to protect my own body and make sure that I actually finish. Yeah.
I think you are going to inspire a lot of people to get out there and do better than they've done in the past. And for all the novices also, I think it'll help to know that you're also approaching it in the same way. But thank you so much. We'll definitely be touching base as we approach the Comrades. Good luck with your preparations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Zola Budd joining us to chat about her first ever Comrades marathon. If you see her out on the road, give her all the support you can. Right, Kira is now standing by with some advice for expectant mothers.
Stay with Expresso and SABC3.